Alright, today we are playing CawBlade against Simic Food. CawBlade, for those of you who don't know, was a very dominant deck in its day, and it did get the ban hammer fairly quickly as the meta devolved into CawBlade versus CawBlade over and over again. The reason CawBlade was so strong was, well, first of all, you have Jace the Mind Sculptor, which turned out to be a little stronger than I think they originally thought it was. But there was also Stoneforge Mystic, which you play that, and then you can search for one of these swords or a Batterskull. Usually it's a Batterskull in your run-of-the-mill average game. And on turn 2 you play Stoneforge Mystic. Turn 3, you wait until the end step of the opponent's turn and you flash in a Batterskull. And turn 4, you have a 4/4 Vigilant Lifelink creature. And on top of that, you have mana leaks to interfere with what they're doing. And oftentimes this deck also can just, win with Celestial Colonnade. It's actually the number 2 seed in our deck because it's been in our tournaments for many years. It's never won first place. It often comes in the top 4. And that's why it gets a lot of points in my point system. But it's not necessarily super fast. I mean, getting a turn 4 attack from Batterskull is pretty good, but usually the games are a little bit grindy and you're taking advantage from your free brainstorms off of Jace. So it does occasionally get beaten by really fast decks, especially a deck that can deal with a turn 2 Mystic. And then we're going to be putting this number 2 seed deck against Simic Food, which was the other ridiculously too strong deck that got the ban hammer. Now, Simic Food, anyone watching this is probably aware of this deck, but you've got Oko, which again turned out to be kind of a Planeswalker mistake. So we've got Battle of the Planeswalker mistake decks. 2+1 abilities, but also you can just turn off any of your opponent's artifacts or creatures with the making them into elk thing. So your Batterskull is now an elk. Nissa makes 3/3 elemental lands, plus it doubles all your green mana. And those 3/3 elemental lands, when they turn into elks, they have +3 counters. So you get a 3/3 elk with 3 counters on it. So you end up with 6/6 lands. And just making a 6/6 land every turn is usually enough to win. If you have problem with flyers, you have Hydroid Krasis. If you need to kill something at a reasonable size, you have Wicked Wolf. I'm a little inexperienced with this deck. I was watching a lot of coverage.
The other thing is why are Brandon and Mark making such big mistakes piloting this or that deck, right? But right. It's usually because we don't know the deck.
Right. Well, sometimes we make mistakes, or sometimes, fortunately with Cockroaches, we can back up and fix our mistakes if we recognize them fast enough. Because our philosophy here is the decks are battling, not the players. So we as long as we're not giving away hidden information, we often discuss our plays because we want to make the best possible plays for the deck so that the deck has the best possible chance of winning, rather than be like, oh, I messed up. Sorry, that deck lost. So we're trying to give the decks the chance to win because we really want to see the interaction of the relative strength of these decks. And mass manipulation. I could steal your Jace the Mind Sculptor. That would be fun. Okay, so we're going to get started here, and
Nice.
You rolled a 20, and I rolled a 6.
I think I will, actually. This is maybe an out-of-keeping hand, but I'm going to try and do it.
I will keep.
Inkmoth Nexus. And then I will pass turn to you.
I'll take 2 damage to play Breeding Pool, and play my Gilded Goose, and get a food. Your turn.
Seachrome Coast. And I will pass turn to you.
Yes. Oh, and Mark is finally with us. Sorry, technical difficulties. Mark, you were a black screen there for a minute. Okay, now your face is in. Okay, it was my second turn. I was taking my second turn, and Paradise Druid, go. Remember that has hexproof as long as it's untapped.
Play another Inkmoth Nexus, and I will pass to you.
Well, you didn't get the turn 2 Stoneforge. Haven't done anything yet. Forest here. Pass turn.
Not even going to hit me for 2 with the Druid, or?
Yeah, he's got hexproof. That's not really how I win.
True. I'm going to play Plains, Squadron Hawk.
I don't think I've ever seen a CawBlade game that has been won with Infect, but you have that option. You could beat me with Infect.
I'm going to get 2 copies of Hawk, actually. So I have 2 Squadron Hawks in hand. Yeah, I passed turn to you after that.
I'm gonna end step. I'm gonna make another food.
Okay.
Flying birdies. Potentially with swords. Flying birdies with swords sounds annoying. You know what's really annoying is a flying infect creature with a sword. That would suck. So let's see. Your threats in this deck are Batterskull, Hawk, and Nexus. Are there any other creatures you have?
I have a 1 of Consecrated Sphinx, I think.
Oh, but that's more. Yeah, once that comes out, start drawing cards. Well, here's one thing I don't have to think about. I'm gonna play Fabled Passage, sack it, go get an untapped forest. Wicked Wolf, and fight your Hawk.
Let me just think for a second.
You'll probably mana leak that.
Yeah, I think I do.
No. Yeah, maybe I should have waited until you couldn't mana leak something. But it's good to get rid of mana leaks. Okay.
I was feeling the opposite too. Maybe should have waited. I was just thinking like mana leak. I was like, I can. It's good to counter an early game Oko, but now it's getting me to the point it's gonna get hard to mana leak almost anything of yours since you've got so much ramp.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Whatevs. Hawk.
Yeah. You gonna get another Hawk?
Getting the last Hawk.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the last one. OG Jace.
See, now I could have played Wicked Wolf. So maybe I should have just made you hold up mana. Slow you down.
Yeah. I'm gonna -1 him. Draw another card.
Okay.
And then it'll be your turn after that.
I'm gonna attack Jace with the Paradise Druid.
I'll block with the Hawk.
Okay. Your turn.
Interesting. So you don't have much at the moment. -1 Jace. Draw another card. Play Colonnade. Mystic.
Okay.
Fetching. Actually, that's a good question. I probably get Batterskull, but I could. Sort of green black's actually kind of good against you, isn't it? I think I will still get Batterskull though. So Batterskull's in my hand.
Okay.
And then I will cast Preordain. Bottom both of those. Yeah, I will go to end step after that.
Make another food. Attack Jace with Paradise Druid.
Block with Hawk.
Your turn.
You're not getting good draws by the look of things. I will play Tech Edge. I will +2 Jace, we both draw a card. And I will blow up your breeding pool. And then I will pass turn to you.
Right.
End step, I have to discard a card, so I'll discard a Plains.
My turn. Oh, and by the way, end step, I made another food. So I have yet another food. Okay. Lots of food. This deck is called Simic Food. It just makes a bunch of food. That's all it does. I don't know why this deck is so famous. Okay.
Gains a lot of life, Brandon. That's clearly the reason.
I'm going to pass turn.
End step, Batterskull. Ta-da. -1 Jace first. Draw a card. Still playing Island. Move to attacks, hit you with Batterskull.
Okay. You gain 4, and I lose 4.
Second main. I will play Squadron Hawk.
Okay.
I will pass turn to you.
End step, I will make a food, and I will sack a food. So I'll gain 3 life. And back when this deck was legal, the Planeswalker uniqueness rule would make you not able to have both Jaces out at the same time. But now that with the new rules, you can bring out Jace the Mind Sculptor and have Jace Beleren.
Mm-hmm.
So that made the deck better. All right, I will add another island here. I will play Hydroid Krasis.
I will mana leak that. I'll mana leak it again.
2 mana. All right, 3 mana leaks are out. Great. Okay. So this doesn't resolve. Your turn.
-1 Jace again. Draw a card. Play another Glacial Fortress. Jace.
Okay.
I think I will Fate Seal you.
Reveal top card to you. What do you want me to do with it?
I will actually let you keep that.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to combat attacks. Attack you with the Batterskull and the Hawk.
I go to 12.
I gain 4.
You let me have a Nissa. Lets me have a Nissa.
Maybe a bad idea, actually. I don't know what's in your hand, but on her own, she doesn't feel that scary to me right now.
But why would you let me have her instead of something even worse? You just don't want me to get Oko, so you're willing to let me have Nissa?
And maybe I'm not even afraid of Oko anymore. I don't know. Well, like mass manipulation would be super annoying potentially. I mean, there's more annoying stuff you can get. Maybe Nissa's pretty bad right now. Yeah, mass manipulation would really suck for me if you cast that.
Mass manipulation?
You play it? Nice. So you were holding that.
Yeah. So X is 2. So I will steal your JTMS and...
Wait a minute, let me just check something for a second.
Yeah.
Ruin your day, possibly. Spell Pierce?
What do you mean check something? wait, were you just slow rolling that?
I wasn't even thinking about it. I was like, I was so used to being like, I don't have enough mana. I'm like, wait a minute, he just tapped out.
Yeah, I can't...
I was thinking about it because I was something like, 2 mana. It's not going to counter Nessa or Oko or anything like that. But
After 3 mana leaks, I'm not going to play around to Spell Pierce 2. I just figured I had to go for it. But you know what's interesting? I don't even really care about any of the other things you have, so maybe I should have left 2 mana up?
Just take the Jace, yeah.
Because all I really care about is I mean... I don't know, was that a misplay? I just felt like you played 3 mana leaks. Like, you're going to have 3 mana leaks and a Spell Pierce? That just doesn't seem likely. Wow, you got a lot of counter magic this game.
It's been a lot of turns. I've drawn a lot of extra cards, remember that. I drew like 4 extra cards more than you or something ridiculous.
Yeah, that's bad for me. Okay, so I went for it. I didn't leave up 2 mana, and I got punished. I also sacked a food to do that. Or no, yeah, I did. So... Rats. Okay, your turn.
Turn.
Yeah, you've got all the
right.
counter magic this game.
So I'm +2ing Jason, Fate Sealing you.
All right. Yeah, I lost this game.
Probably. Yeah, it's not looking good for you. Yeah, put that on bottom.
That was fast. That was a snap call.
Yeah.
Guess it was an
main
Oko.
phase.
Sorry, Oko.
It was not an Oko actually.
Oh. Next card will be an Oko. Now you're gonna be like, oh no, he drew an Oko.
Combat. No, it's fine. I wanted to get rid of that. I'll attack you with the Batterskull and the Squadron Hawk. Second main. Did you draw a card?
Is it my turn? Oh,
No,
draw
I mean, I
card.
did-
You did. Okay, Jace.
I'll play Squadron Hawk too. Second main phase. Play Stoneforge Mystic.
Oh, okay, go get a sword.
So I have sort of Feast and Famine in my hand. All right, now it's your turn.
Well, all right. Let's see if I can stall a little bit here. I play Forest. I pass turn.
End step to put sort of Feast and Famine into play. Draw a card. Fate Seal you. Yeah, keep that on top.
Okay.
I will play Colonnade. Pay 2. And equip one of the Stoneforge Mystics with the sword.
Yeah, I'm just gonna concede. I don't want to play this out. But I have some sideboard stuff. It's interesting here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this becomes more of a counter spell battle after post sideboard. Yeah. I have lots of stuff I like.
So, I was siding out War and Peace. Do you think I should do that? Sort of red-white.
Yeah.
Virtually is.
Day of Judgment definitely goes in.
Yep. The Flash Freezes go in.
I
right
think
now I'm
that's
only
it.
siding in 4 and siding out 4. It's not very complicated.
Veil of Summer's definitely going in. I have 1 slot left. I'm trying to decide if I put in Gadwick. I took out the Once Upon a Times and the Aether Gusts and the Wicked Wolves.
So that's 11, and you're putting in all your instants from sideboard, I take it, right?
Yeah.
And the Questing Beasts?
Okay, game 2. Game 1 just didn't feel like Simic Food was doing what it does. I kept a hand with only one threat. I kept a hand, but I don't know. I thought I would draw into something before he started fate sealing me. I'm on the play. Man, 26 lands in this deck, and I just drew a 1-land hand. And I sideboarded out the Once Upon a Time, so it could have been a 2-land hand, but that's not going to work. So I got to mulligan this. So first mulligan gets me this.
Gonna keep, I think. My hand's not amazing, but then again, I'm up a game, getting all arrogant over here. But
all right, I guess I send back this. Okay. We will go for Forest Goose. Your turn.
My turn. I will play Seachrome Coast and pass turn to you.
Island go.
I will see your island go and raise you an island go.
Make food, end step. Breeding pool go.
I'll play Colonnade. And that's your turn.
Make food. Pass turn.
Island. Hawk. Resolves or no?
That's fine.
I will get myself an additional Hawk, obviously. My hand, and it'll be your go.
Make food.
Playing the long game here, the gain 20 life game.
This is the food deck that makes food, right? Oko?
No, he's gonna resolve, I think. He starts with so much loyalty, though. It's insane. It's just so hard to kill him, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'd go to 5 and make an elk. Go ahead.
Island.
How many hawks did you get, by the way?
Just one.
Just one.
I will cast Preordain.
That resolves.
I think I'll bottom those two.
The only thing I can't hose is Celestial Colonnade. It's the only thing that's immune to Oko.
Yeah, and I can actually hit Oka for a lot of damage. Although it's funny, if you turn Squadron Hawks into elks, I kind of want that to happen, so I think a little bit of a risk. I'll play Jace, actually.
JTMS. Alright, let me think on this. I'm going to let it resolve.
I'll -1 and bounce the elk to your hand. And then it'll be your turn.
End step, I'll make a food.
I keep forgetting the elk don't have summoning sickness either. That gets kind of awkward.
Right.
Shit.
Make this guy again. Make an elk with... Does not have summoning sickness. Play a Wicked Wolf to kill your hawk.
Yeah.
And then the food attacks Jace.
Elk attacks Jace, but yeah.
Sorry, the elk attacks Jace. Your turn. This is a much more representative game. Game 1 was just a fluke.
Really wish I had a little more mana here.
6 mana not enough for you. Such a whiner.
For animating the colonnade and
Such
doing
a
other
whiner.
things. Yeah, let's do some strange things here. I'll play Squadron Hawk and get 2 copies of it. Then I will pass turn to you.
This enters untapped. I'll make another food. And I will attack you.
I will block the wolf.
Okay.
Pay 4 life. Dismember it.
You're still going to lose 4 from that.
Yeah. You've got this one, I think.
Yeah, I don't care about the wolf.
Okay. Wolf dies.
You're 10.
Yeah.
No.
I think I'm dead.
Wait.
Pretty much.
Yeah, you're 10. Okay. Your turn.
Tech Edge. Animate Colonnade.
Yeah.
And attack Oko with it.
I go to 3 counters.
Second main. I'll play Squadron Hawk. And then it's your turn.
Okay, during your end step.
Oko is just a really ridiculous card.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I think this is good. I'm going to play Brazen Borrower to bounce your Squadron Hawk, and then I'm going to cast Brazen Borrower onto the battlefield. Okay. So you lose 1 Hawk. Then I'll untap.
Next turn you hit me for 12. Most likely.
Yeah, but you have 1 to block with. So
yeah, but I got down to 1. I think I'm dead.
Attack you with that. You block.
I got a 1. I blocked the Brazen Borrower, of course. I can actually kill that.
Right, because it's flying. X is 5 on the Hydroid Krasis. So, and I gain. I don't know if sacking food to do that is right. Maybe I should keep it 4, because making new elk is better. All right, so let's not kill that other food.
4/4, draw 2 cards, gain 2 life.
Yeah. So it's a 4/4, 1, 2, and draw 2, and it's your turn. Okay. Yeah, this looks fine.
Yeah, I'm dead, I think.
Do you want to concede here? Is there any hope?
Yeah, I don't think there's any way out of this. I mean,
Okay, so
all right.
Oko wins game 2. CawBlade gets to go first in game 3. Did I learn anything from that game? So I had Gadwick in my hand that game. And, if the game had been different when you tapped out and I wasn't about to win, maybe I would have just drawn some cards. But it still seems like, wow, how am I ever going to play this card against counterspells? And the fighting is actually kind of a hassle for you, because on the indestructible blocker...
The Goose is also a strong card. Getting turn 1 Goose with the ramp and then just having that much food when you have Oko is kind of ridiculous.
I'm going to try this instead. I'm ready.
Try and go a little harder for game 3. Mulligan.
Oh, God. I mulligan.
Take a risk. Let's go for it.
So this is my first mulligan, and I will keep this. And I will send back probably this. Okay.
Colonnade and pass.
Forest Goose, your turn.
Yeah.
Every game so far.
It's really strong. Tech Edge, Stoneforge Mystic.
There it is.
I'm going to get the green-black sword out.
Okay.
Sword of Feast and Famine in hand.
Which allows me to make sure I have Oko. So that counters to 6 and make a food. All right. Your turn. I assumed you wanted to end step the sword and try and start working on Oko, but...
No, I think I want to do something else. I mean, this is a risk, actually. I'm going to Preordain.
Interesting. Yeah, I would have just dropped the sword and tried to start getting rid of Oko. But...
Then you turn the sword into an elk, though, maybe.
That's true. Oh, I forgot about that. That's right. I just turned your sword into an elk. Yeah, okay. It doesn't work as well as we thought. That's right. Oko really protects himself with the elk ability. Tech Edge is your only land up.
Yeah. Shield's down.
All right, shield's down. Oko is going to make another food, and we're going to spend that food for Wicked Wolf, which I sided in an extra one because I liked it, and kill your Mystic.
That's a problem.
And it's your turn. Now Oko's at 8. I can exchange control of things now. I can give you a goose.
I'm having a separate problem here, and it's maybe due to my hand. I'm going to Preordain again.
All right, keep digging. You did choose to play Mystic on turn 2, and I wonder if you had left mana up. I probably wouldn't have jammed for it, because it would have been suggesting counterspell. So
well, I was wondering if you had the turn 3 Oko too. I mean,
sure. That's the early rock scissors paper. There was, do you play turn 2 Mystic? Do I have turn 3 Oko?
I will pay 4 life and dismember your wolf. All right, then it's your turn.
Interesting. We'll turn this into a 3/3. Attack you for 3. Hydroid Krasis for X2, which makes it a 2/2. I gain 1 life and draw 1 card. It's your turn.
I think I'm pretty dead this game. Seachrome Coast, pass turn.
I'll play another goose. Get another food. Yeah, I'll turn this one into a 3/3 that can't attack yet. Pass turn. Oh, sorry, I'll attack you for 5 and pass turn.
Yeah. Stoneforge Mystic, I'll get a Batterskull.
End step, I'll make a normal food.
Yep.
Oh, you're at 8. If you have no blocker, you lose. Brazen Borrower.
Bounce my guy and kill me.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm dead.
Easy enough. Well, okay. So
the mistakes were made, possibly on my part, especially that turn with Preordain. I was getting, you could tell maybe, I was getting really mana screwed. Whenever I was preordaining, so I I had this Colonnade and the Tech Edge in my opening hand. Keeping a 2-land hand is a little risky.
Right.
But, yeah, I didn't see any other lands after that. So on the turn where I did that first Preordain, I had Mystic on field. I really wanted to get another land, because when I got a white source, I could cheat equipment into play. I actually had a Batterskull in opening hand. That was why I fetched for a sword the first time.
Okay.
So I could cheat a Batterskull into play if you tried to turn my Mystic into an elf. If you tried to turn my Mystic into an elf, I could cheat a Batterskull into play, and then be assured on the next turn that I could bounce the Batterskull back to my hand if I needed to. Right? So you couldn't just elk it away. If that makes any sense. Maybe I was too concerned.
Sure, but then whenever it comes back, I'll elk it then. The game probably works out better for you if you just say go on turn 2, and I don't want to play my Oko into open mana.
Yeah.
But that's a player thing, because I am cautious about playing into counterspells, and you often just say, well, you know, do you have it? I want to flush out a counterspell. So it's interesting. Yeah. If you were playing yourself, then you would be like, well, he's going to play Oko regardless, and you didn't have a counterspell, right?
I actually did, so that was maybe a mistake. I had a Mana Leak.
Oh, well, then you shouldn't have played Stoneforge Mystic.
Yeah, I was thinking like, if he doesn't have a turn.
But what would have happened is
too aggressive. I was thinking like, okay, if he doesn't have, the line I was thinking along is I need to get a little lucky. I get Stoneforge Mystic,
and I don't have Oko.
Batterskull down,
and then you have
control.
I get
up to 3 mana. Yeah, once I'm up to 3 mana, if you still don't have Oko, you try and hit the Batterskull. I bounce it down to my hand and re-put it into play again. I mean,
I wouldn't call it a mistake, because Mana Leak is better when you already have something going on. Doing nothing and holding up Mana Leak is the opposite of inevitability, because I eventually just get enough ramp to
you get
not
enough mana
care.
Pretty fast.
So you know, that's a slow game where you're doing nothing, and I'm making more and more food. So yeah, I think it's fine. You took a calculated risk, and I had the turn 3 Oko. That's end of story.
Oko strong.
All right. Well, beating the top 2 seed, the number 2 seed, is a possible indication
really
that this deck. I mean, this is one of the best decks in a long time in Standard. It has weaknesses.
Although I'm just thinking like, who could beat it? And then I'm thinking like, Brandon, what the more recent winner, Dragonstorm
could beat it. Yeah, you're right. Oko would have to play. Well, Oko has counterspells, so
it does have counterspells, but mainly in board. You don't have.
And it only has two. It only has 2 negates.
You have Aether Gust in main, which can actually bounce a Dragonstorm back to hand. But if you get a lot of dragons,
and it also has food. No, actually, it can beat Dragonstorm because you gain life. You gain life to go to 23, maybe 26. If you're at 26 and they Dragonstorm to do like 20 damage to you.
But then they have 4 dragons in play, and they just kill you on the next turn.
Well,
Oko can't really deal with that.
You have all those Aether Gusts for red-green creatures. So you're
not gonna have like 4 Aether Gusts in hand, though. I mean.
So here's what I'm thinking: Brazen Borrower can block creatures with flying. Aether Gust can bounce things. Food keep gaining life, and yeah, I mean Dragonstorm is too bad. A turn 3 Dragonstorm would definitely beat this deck.
Necropotent says we've seen can beat anything.
Right.
Almost.
Necropotence. Well, the turn 1 Goose is interesting, but you can't ever make another food until you have 2 mana again.
And I turn 1, strip mine you, pitch art and Contagion to kill the goose.
Maybe, yeah. Well, let me look at the bracket real quick. We've got let's discuss foods. So food knocks out the number 2 deck, and then it probably plays 5-color Blood or Black Devotion. It can definitely beat 5-color Blood. If rats get bigger enough, yeah, I don't know, that could be interesting. Black Devotion against food could be interesting. Also, the Thought Seizes. Actually, so Black Devotion could take this deck down with a well-timed Thought Seizes and a bunch of Pack Rats, Desecration Demons. Monowed Prowess can take anybody down if it gets really fast.
Wait, you think whatever it is, Reclamation loses to food?
I think so. 4-color Reclamation has each creature deals damage to itself equal to its power. So it does have some board wipes. Against mono red prowess, I think making a chain of 3/3 blockers is probably fine against mono red prowess. And against dragon control, you can clear the board with Crux of Fate. And then, but how are you ever going to get rid of Oko? You just have to counter Oko.
One of the Salumgar has ETB Steel, a Planeswalker.
Yeah, so dragon control probably can.
Well, BioBlight is going to kill any number of 3/3 elks.
Oh, BioBlight's good too. That's also in Black Devotion. So yeah, I think Black Devotion has the best chance of beating Food. Dragonstorm, it will only face Dragonstorm in the finals. I think Food has a good chance. Maybe it's Dragonstorm versus Food in the final. I could see that happening. There's another CawBlade deck in this bracket, in this side of the bracket, a new one we've never played before, where in the last Grand Prix before it got banned, a guy showed up with
and another thing, sorry, you remember for Black Devotion and also this, Hero's Downfall kills Planeswalkers, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Hero's Downfall. So yeah, I think that's right. So Black Devotion could be Oko's nemesis. Well, clearly the Food deck is strong. Simic Food advances. We got to see CawBlade do well against a no hand. So we didn't even really get a good battle because CawBlade had a hand and Food didn't, and then Food had two good hands and CawBlade didn't. So it was a little.
Maybe poor mulligan decisions on my part, or poor paladin decisions.
Well, I don't know. You did some mulliganing. I mean, you're going to mull to 5. You're going to mull to 4. It's hard. It's hard to make those kind of calls. You got to draw into something good. Okay. Well, Food advances. Thanks for the games. And see you next week, Mark.